Hey everybody, it is new to being a otaku here, and today I'm starting something new for my channel. It's called Otaku Talk, where seems like every month I'm going to be interviewing people, and today is my first guest and ever, so I'm really happy to have him. It is a honor, and I would like to welcome to you guys Mr. Justin Rojas, the Senior Media Manager for Funimation.
Technically social media manager because we have actually a senior media manager
Dang
as
it, I made a
well.
mistake.
They're two different jobs. They're very
I
similar.
said, oh god, I practiced this every single night for the past 2 days.
It's complicated even to me trying to explain what my
Oh my
job is
lord.
anyway. So
I'll edit that good.
now you're cool.
All right. Okay. So you go to a lot of conventions or cons for anime and all that stuff. Is there anyone that you're particularly fond of?
Oh man, I've been to a good chunk of them now.
Hmm.
Given that's kind of one of the perks of my specific position.
All right.
Now, favorites is hard to pick. There's a lot of great cons out there. I've been to a lot of them, and they're all really good for their own, individual reasons. Um, Otakon, really great con. It's out in Baltimore.
All
That's
right.
the biggest East Coast con. I really like. I think just kind of as a whole, that con's really cool. It's really big too. But then you
All
have
right.
Anime Expo on the West Coast, so it's a different vibe. It's a little more spread out. Still
I'm
huge.
pretty sure that one of my friends went there a couple years back and he loved it. So
Yeah.
I have heard about that one before. Later in
Anime
October.
Central I missed out this year, which kind of makes me a little sad because I really enjoyed myself down at Anime Central last year.
Mm.
Um, but I had a really cool experience at EXPCon, which is out in Florida.
Oh
A guy
wow,
named
really?
Brian Sweat, he runs it. It was the first con that I was at that I was like a guest.
Oh,
And so it was really cool in that sense because I'm usually running around with like my head cut off, like a chicken with his head cut off, excuse me.
that's how I
Um,
feel every day.
yeah. So I got a chance to relax and kind of chill out there, which really appreciated being able to do that.
All right, well that's cool. Have you ever? And this is probably something you have done. Have you ever been to New York Comic Con?
Yes, I have.
I'm
That
planning on
con
going there.
stresses me out.
Really?
Maybe it's because I'm born and raised in Dallas,
Mm.
and I'm used to like big open spaces and stuff like that.
uh,
But it is the most. It's because it's New York. It's
yeah,
so everything's crowded.
I
Like a
understand what you
convention's always
mean.
crowded.
I plan on going there. Is there any? Do you have any plans for going this year?
Yeah, actually, we most likely. I mean, it's not final, but most likely, yes. It's a really cool con because last year was the first year they combined New York Anime Fest and New York Comic Con, so it's really big and there's a
Wow.
lot of cool stuff going on.
Well, I'm really, really excited for it because this would be my first, and my friend's been telling me about it for years, and I just finally said, all right, I'm gonna save up the money and I'm gonna get there.
Cool, cool,
All
cool,
right.
cool. I'll see you out there.
Just wondering because I thought this would be an interesting subject. What was the first anime that you ever watched, and how old were you?
Now, that's a good question because the first time I watched anime realizing it was anime was, oh man, not really sure what it would have been, but it would have been something on the sci-fi block on
All right.
Saturday mornings, the Saturday anime block. Maybe Record of Lotus War or Pat Labor or something where I was like, oh, this is what anime, because they called it anime.
All right.
But before that, I've seen, I was watching Sailor Moon and Samurai Pizza Cats like in the mornings before going to school as like a, elementary school student. Of course, I watched Dragon Ball Z growing
Oh,
up
of course.
all
Everyone did
throughout.
except for me.
Oh,
Okay, the reason I didn't watch it though is because one thing, my mom has this thing against anything to do with anything with even the name of a dragon in it. So that's a main rule. And the second thing
okay.
was the animation kind of, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I kind of hated how it looked. It kind of like disturbed me.
Man, you probably would get a lot of hate for that.
Okay, and now that everyone has left this video, we can continue on with other questions. All right. What is now? You guys have been having a lot of new anime coming out this year from Funimation, like Okami-san, Heaven's Lost Property, just all these really really amazing ones. Do you have one that you've been watching recently that you're really enjoying, or
See, a recent release. I gotta look at my bookshelf over here to see like because I forget when, shows we work on the shows, like a year in advance, so it's hard to remember which one is like the
all
recent
right?
release. Um, Baka and Test is really funny, I
Mm.
feel like. Um,
I've heard about that. I'm still thinking about watching that. I have a giant list of stuff I need to get to.
I'm looking what else. Heaven's Lost Property is pretty funny show also.
Okay, see,
I
like shows like that, and the soon coming out Cat Planet Cuties. Those shows, they look like they're just gonna be like fan service, like
they're
pure
they're
fan
so
service.
overtly they don't take themselves seriously. It's
Well,
one
that's a good thing.
it's one thing when like a show is like trying to be serious and they keep throwing like all the fan service in your face.
Exactly.
It's another when it's like, hey guys, this is just a straight up fan service show. Enjoy it for that. Like
All
I'll be
right.
honest, I kind of watched not High School of the Dead for a little while
All right.
because I was like, it's not a Funimation show, but I was like, okay, cool, I like zombies and that type of thing. That show's fan service kind of like what I was a little uncomfortable with because I wanted to kind of focus on like watching the zombie aspect of the show.
All right. See,
And
like I watched Rosario Vampire or Rosary Vampire. I'm still confused on that.
Rosario and
Yeah, see,
Vampire.
because I had a whole fight with my friend about that for about a week. But I watched that show, and the story was just amazing, and I was so into it. And then they just drew the fan service at me, and I was like, well, what the hell was that for? I,
Well,
it's like, I mean, the story was getting really, really good, and I kind of had a hard time to enjoy it because I was like, okay, that just happened. But I mean,
yeah,
it was still enjoyable.
it's a good show. Good
Yeah,
show.
it is definitely a good show. I would recommend it to anyone over the age of 15, but
Yeah, that's the kind of
yeah,
caveat to go through
yeah.
in there.
All right. So, is there anything, maybe a new DVD release that you're looking forward to from Funimation coming out this year?
I'm really looking forward to Panty and Stocking, actually.
All right.
That's on my like top five list at least, maybe top three list of what we've got coming out anime wise. I'm really excited for the show. I watched the show subtitled.
Mm.
We just announced the voice cast for it, so I haven't seen the English voice cast
All
yet. I'm
right.
really excited to. That show's going to be releasing on January the 3rd, I believe. 3rd or 10th. Sorry, January. July.
I was like, what?
July the beginning mid-July. I think it's the 10th.
All right.
But
All
yeah,
right.
I'm really looking forward to that show. That show is because it's such a different show. I think that's kind of what I really like about it.
All right. Now, from the point of view of you just as an anime watcher, because this kind of got me on the subject. What's your opinion on subs versus dubs?
I take it on a case by case basis,
Mm.
especially some of the older stuff where, oof, dubbing was still new and a lot of the techniques weren't very refined yet.
All right.
Um, that some of them prefer sub. Some of the new stuff, the thing that makes it different is if I've watched it first subtitled, I like to see it the way I initially watched it a lot of times
All right.
because that's the created image in my head. But if I watch a show dubbed first, then I'm totally cool with that too. Um, Shows like Dragon Ball Z and all that, I'd much prefer to watch those dubbed.
I
Heavy
can
action
understand
shows
that.
actually dubbed
Mm.
usually. So just because I don't want to focus on the letters, I'm going to focus on the
Exactly.
cool visuals that are going on.
Well, in my opinion, I mean, it really does matter because if there's a new show and say someone like A Hirano's in it or however you pronounce her name, I feel bad about that. I'll probably watch it just because she has an amazing voice and it's subbed, but I mean, it's still fun to watch. Like, see, I plan on rewatching Lucky Star just because the voices are cuter, which is really stupid,
Hmm.
but then again, I mean, I want to focus on the show, not the letters. So
Yeah, totally.
yeah,
I watched Bakano or Bacano, however you want to pronounce it, either way,
yeah,
in
exactly.
both subtitled and English. I watched it subtitled while we were working on it, and
All
then I
right,
watched it in English after it was done. And I mean, I love the show. That's one of my like top favorite shows of all time. And the dub was really awesome on it because it takes place in the 1930s, like New York and stuff. So you have all these
all right,
New York accents, and that makes a huge difference when you're talking about mobsters.
all
To
right,
hear them speaking in like that New York accent. So good show either way.
all right. Now, this is just a question that just popped into my head because I have a hard time thinking about it, and I would like to know your opinion first. How did you feel about the voice cast for Oran High School Host Club?
I'll have to be honest. Um, haven't actually seen Oran. I'm
Really?
gonna get a lot of hate for that probably. Haven't
I-
seen Oran.
I'm probably
Um,
gonna get some more hate for this and say don't waste your time.
oh,
Okay,
oh.
okay. I'll put you like this. The show
I've
is
heard it's a
good.
great show. I'm putting it out there. Everything I've heard about it has been positive.
Okay,
I've
I'm
heard.
not gonna lie. The show was good. There were some really funny episodes. Just some of the voices kind of I didn't like. The characters are uh, rather not give my input on that. But I mean, it was a good show. It was a good show.
Yeah.
All right, so now a question that's probably gonna throw a curveball at you. What was your favorite non-Funimation anime? This could be from any time period.
One of the big ones that usually stands out to me is Rurouni Kenshin.
All right.
I spent a lot of time watching Rurouni Kenshin, like in my teens, I guess.
All right.
It was one of the first shows that I like marathoned. I mean,
Mm.
literally marathoned like all-nighters and stuff.
Oh my god, I know what you mean. Like for the Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya, I just wouldn't stop watching that. And the worst part was my internet was out, and I was using my neighbor's internet connection on my iPad. I had to go outside to watch it, and I would just watch it all day. And it would get cold, and I had no blanket, and I would just sit out. This is so stupid. I would sit outside in the cold with a bad internet connection, where it would pause almost every minute just to watch that show.
Wow, that's dedication right there.
There you go. All
Wow.
right. So you read manga, right?
I not haven't read any recently. I'll put that out there. I used to read some. I do the whole Barnes and Noble or Borders store sit in, be the lazy guy who doesn't want to buy things because I was a teenager.
I know
But
what you mean.
I did.
I'll do that on occasion.
Yeah, I actually got a lot now that libraries carried them.
Yeah.
Um, I checked out a lot from the library too.
All right. See, like whenever I go to a store, I plan on buying something because there's this one cashier lady there who gives and is a weird term, but she gives me the business every time I go there. She's like, well, maybe you should buy a membership card. That's really gonna help you out in the future. And I was like, no, no, that's not what I want to do. And just multiple times she'll bring that up, and I'll just sit there and read, for a long time, and I'll just buy something so they don't hassle me about it.
Hmm.
Which is really, it's a bad thing to do when you really look at
Hey,
it.
you know
But
what? You're taking up their space. You might as well give them some money.
yeah, yeah, you might as well
It's
do
good.
something for them.
It's good.
All right, let's move on to my next question here. So you play video games, right? I mean, who
Oh,
doesn't?
totally. Yeah, like
All
all the
right.
time.
So for the coming years, actually, are there any new video games that you're really looking forward to? Any maybe series revivals or anything like that?
Man, I'm kind of scared to play them nowadays because of the amount of time that video games take. But
Mm,
I'm really I played Diablo 2 and
mm.
Diablo 1. Man,
Not really a big fan of those. I haven't really checked them out, but I might.
I spent a good chunk of my teenage years playing Diablo 2 as well as, StarCraft and all that back in the
All
day.
right.
So with Diablo 3 coming out, um, that's that's a pretty big deal. So definitely would like to pick that up. But again, they take up so much time now. It's hard to
Mm,
invest all that time.
yeah.
Um, I'd definitely be interested in playing a Dragon Age 3 game whenever and that is announced. Big fan of Dragon Age. Of course, more Mass Effect. I just finished Mass Effect 3. So,
Oh my! After all the things I've heard about Mass Effect, I'm just not even gonna try it. I mean,
well,
after
you're gonna have to watch the Mass Effect anime movie.
oh yeah, that's right, that's right. I've heard about that. Can you give us a release date on that?
Yeah, that's actually gonna be releasing this fall.
Okay, all
So
right,
fall 2012,
all right.
late fall.
Now,
Late.
getting back to that video game thing, there's one series revival I'm really, really looking forward to, but at the same time, I'm deathly scared. Have you ever played the Sly Cooper games?
No, well, okay. I played it on PlayStation Plus because it was a free download.
All
That's
right.
the only time I played it.
Was it the first one?
I don't know.
All right. What was going on?
I was a fox who, or what, is he a fox? What
I
is
think
he?
he's a raccoon, actually. I believe
Raccoon?
the
Yeah,
devious
raccoon.
raccoon. Yeah, he's a
Okay,
raccoon.
he's a freaking
Were you in Paris? Were you like underground? Were you?
Paris.
All right, that was most likely. Yeah, that was probably the second one. I have a giant history with that game that I won't get into, but when I heard Sucker Punch wasn't making it, I died a little inside. So I'm really happy for that, but I'm also really really scared for that. All right, so just as a question out there, besides anime and manga, what do you do with your free time?
Well, man, I wish I had free time. It's tough. Actually, when I do have free time, I actually do martial arts.
All right,
I do a style called Kenju Ryu, which is like a Kempo Jiu-Jitsu mix.
all right.
So I try to do that as much as possible. I mean, aside from anime and manga, then it's the video games portion. I mean, a lot of video games. I play if I can actually get free time, then it's video games.
All right.
I like to cook. I do a lot of cooking at home.
My brother is a real cook. He can. Oh my God, he can make flan, macaroons. He's a real cooker.
I'm not a baker. I don't really like
Well,
baking.
he can make other stuff besides baking, and he can make so many freaking amazing foods. But the best food he can make is grilled cheese, which is so weird.
All right. Not a huge grilled cheese fan. I mean, I'll eat it. I'll
Oh,
never
you're crazy,
like
man. You're crazy.
cheese.
Okay, so coming towards the end here, I have to ask you, besides anime and all that stuff, are there any movies or shows that you're really into?
Let's see. I was watching this series called Misfits on Hulu,
All right.
pretty heavily. Towards the end of the last season was kind of rough, or actually last season and all when Nathan was gone, kind of rough. Um, Also been watching a lot of Futurama. I'm a big
Oh
Futurama
God,
fan.
Futurama. I can just pull out
Futurama,
so many quotes from that show right now.
yeah. Actually been watching Bob's Burgers too.
Oh wow, that's a good
Pretty good.
show.
Big fan.
I'm pretty freaking excited for the Avengers tomorrow or tonight, whatever.
Oh
But
yeah.
pretty excited for that.
I
Okay.
I've gotten out of movies a bit.
Mm.
With cutting cable, I don't have cable anymore for one thing.
It's a real okay. See, like, and I'm gonna use this term for people like us. TV really isn't all that necessary when you have the internet.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not like I'm gonna watch the news. It's not like I'm gonna go out and watch something on the Discovery Channel. And if I wanted to, I can just get it off Netflix. So
Yeah.
okay, all right. Now, as a final question, just before we leave, something I'm gonna be asking everyone from now on, from the first episode. Um, what is your opinion on a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic?
You know, not a terrible show of any sort.
Oh my God, I was hoping you would say that because I'm gonna say it. I'm a brony. I'm
Uh,
not gonna go out and buy the toys. I'm not gonna dress up my room, but the show is good. It's
well,
not
what's
bad.
good about the show is the way it approaches a lot of the certain events. They for a show about magical ponies, they have realistic approaches to certain situations and
Hmm.
certain social kind of stigmas and stuff like that. So I don't really watch the show myself personally. I know
Mm.
people who do. I've seen it a bit. I'm not against the show. Now, fandom is another story.
Okay, just saying it. There are so many people that take the show way too serious. And I'm gonna say I've watched almost every episode. I'm a fan of it, but fans can take things a little too far.
Yeah, I'll have to say of everything, I'm usually a more casual, quote unquote, fan. I don't know if that's because I'm just not like, well, what it is I'm so wishy-washy in general
Mm.
that I can never like completely focus myself on something because I change my mind too often.
All right.
So,
Now, since I might have to explain this to you, but do you know what a cutie mark is? All right, you
no.
know that little logo that they have on their thigh. Everyone has a different one. For example, Rainbow Dash would have like a rainbow
Oh, we're
lightning.
still talking about ponies.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
no. This is just this is a funny question here.
I was like, I don't have that on my thigh.
It was like, what? Is that some type of medical problem? All right. No. If you were one, and it's just really funny here, what would your cutie mark or logo be?
Maybe a four-star Dragon Ball.
Mm. If I had to pick one for you, it would probably be your amazing haircut.
But it would be weird, like out of context. It would
It
be like a
probably
hair
would
of my,
be.
I
Okay,
don't
all
know,
right. Well,
with my own face. That's kind of narcissistic to get
well,
attention.
well, not your face, just your haircut.
It would have to be on a head, or else it's nothing.
Mm. I kind of understand you.
Which, fun fact, I actually cut my own hair. So,
Okay, you deserve some type of amazing award. I'm gonna give you some amazing. Okay, I have a penny in my hand.
why,
I'm
thank you.
I'm going to give you this penny through the computer, even though we're not video chatting. There you go.
I'm keeping
All
out
right,
for it. Oh,
do you got it?
got it.
All right,
Got
there
it.
you go. There's your
All
penny.
right.
It's fake. I made it.
I mean, the trick is it's hard to mess up a haircut like this because it's kind of all over the place anyway.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. I am really happy that you came here. If you ever want to come on again, don't even hesitate to ask. Just thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome.
All right,
Appreciate
guys. Okay. Oh my God, I cut you off. Sorry. Continue.
it. No, you're cool. I just said I
All right.
appreciate
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys, for watching and sticking through this 20-minute long interview. If you guys want to comment, like, or subscribe, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to stop you. But yeah, this has been New to Being an Otaku, and
Rojas over at Funimation Entertainment.
there you go. And thank you guys for watching. So that's all for now. So Taku out.